is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, man.
Do you know what? You know, the minutes, how powerful is the minute silence? When you celebrate somebody's life, the whole stadium is dead quiet. You wait for that full minute before you then start cheering for your team. But it's quite
powerful.
Man, this is one of the most powerful minute silences you'll ever hear about. I've got an unbelievable story that will blow your mind in the podcast.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
This is possibly my favourite story of the week, Ryan James. Let's talk politics for the moment, because I think Albo's going to visit the Governor-General today and call an election for May 3. It's rumoured, front page of the paper today, a federal election May 3.
May 3. You immediately go, what have I got on May 3?
Don't you? You think about that weekend and go, oh, God, I've got to go.
A pre-vote. I'm a big fan of the pre-vote.
Oh, you've got to pre-vote, mate.
Yeah.
You've got to, unless you're really committed to the hot dog, pre-vote.
Well, if you're lining up to vote, you're kidding yourself. Sort yourself out a little bit earlier than that. There's nothing better than rocking up to a primary school and then realising that there's no line. Straight in, straight out, you're done and dusted.
Do you know what's interesting? There's a local election in my area too, in the east, but also in Mossman. Zali Stegel, she's fired up again, so the promo posters are up everywhere. What I didn't realise, and I bumped into Ro Knox in our area, her posters are everywhere.
Ro Knox?
Yeah, and I said to her, do you know the first thing I said, Fitz? This was when we went to War for Ward the other day, the charity event in Woolloomooloo.
Yeah.
I got out of the Uber, ready to go, and I saw Ro Knox. I don't think I've ever met her before, and she's getting her campaign and her signs out of the back of the car, and I went, oh, Ro Knox! I make a joke about you to my wife when we see your posters, where I say, oh, are you still voting for Ro? And she said, yeah, still. And I go, still Knox? Still Knox.
Oh, still Knox.
Anyway, I don't think Ro got the joke, and then it was kind of this awkward, oh, well, okay, well, good luck with the campaign. All right, take it easy. I better go raise money for kids.
Well, you don't want to drop a Ro or a Knox into anyone's drink.
No, you do not. Anyway, I didn't realise that they could just go and put these posters on anyone's house. You know when you see them on the front gate or the front fence of somebody? I assume they've knocked on the door and said, hey, are you cool if I whack the campaign poster up?
No,
but they just stick them on anywhere.
No, they don't.
Well, hang on a minute. That's what I thought. It's exactly what I thought. The woman that owns this house said the Zali Stegel poster went up the other day. I didn't even know it was going up. So let me take you to a moment yesterday. This is awesome, Fitz. You know, I should let the news story describe it, but I can't help but think in Mossman, 3 ladies, well-dressed, very well-dressed, Ryan James, and you'll hear the brand of the lipstick used in this very, very aggressive attack, have gone out for lunch. They've had a couple of drinks, and then this has happened.
And the election chaos has started in Mossman this afternoon. 3 women walking along Cobbity Street have been caught using lipstick to draw pig ears on a poster promoting Teal MP Zali Stegel.
Chanel! Oh, why did you let me do that?
I can't pin down. No, I'll get it.
Why'd you let me do that with a Chanel? It does.
Do piggy things on her nose.
Piggy things on her nose. So one lady is angry at the other that she's let me use the Chanel lipstick to draw a pig face on Zali's.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you.
Does that not sum it up? That sums up Mossman, doesn't it?
Do we need to do a big thank you to the Ring company who make Ring cameras, because they're everywhere, and whether it's an Amazon delivery man accidentally farting on the doorstep, or it's 3 Mossman old ducks who have had too much Chardonnay over lunchtime and a dozen natural.
Yeah, they've had a big day at the Borna.
Drawing a piggy face on a Zali Stegel.
They do sound a bit like Trude and Prude.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely Trude and Prude after a big lunch.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Sorry to do this, guys, but I'm bringing the show down a little bit here. This is unfortunately... Oh, it's the old Riddle Time. Oh, we're back. Riddle me this.
If you think that's how you bring the show down, Jess, then you can get out.
Fitz said, do you have some sort of sad music for me? I thought Riddle Time was appropriate. Sorry about that.
I was thinking of funeral music, if you do have some in there, Jess, because we're celebrating the life of Petko Ganchev. Petko he's a Bulgarian footballer and he plays for the top division side Ardo Kadzali. Last Sunday, unfortunately, the team had to all hold hands and there was a minute's silence before the game for Petco and his life.
I saw this and it was like a full stadium. Everyone was really moved.
What happened?
Well, he passed away. Or so they thought, because Petco was at home watching the game. Petco's... His phone went crazy. Everyone thought he was dead. He had a news service ring him an hour later. Said, Petco, we thought you were gone. Are you okay? He said, yes. When I heard the terrible news, I poured myself a brandy to celebrate my life. So the club celebrated his life with a minute's silence while he popped himself a brandy and watched it on television at home.
How does this happen? How did they get the news that he was dead?
Well, I don't know, but do you know what? I think there would be a lot of people out there that would love to be in this position and say, can I escape my life by just going along with it and saying that I'm dead and start a new one?
He could have moved to Sydney. Can we talk about Fitz, the great story? And I'm going to give you the headline and then I want everybody else to fill in the pieces because I don't have enough of the story in front of me right now because this is live radio. But the guy who created the Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
Help me out here if you know the story. They thought he died, Fitz, and he was also the creator of the atomic bomb maybe or nuclear weapons. So what happened was they thought he died and they ran on the front page of the paper like mass murderer has died. What was the front page? What was the headline, Tony?
Merchant of Death.
Merchant of Death, right?
God.
Yeah. But he hadn't died. It was a mistaken identity. Yeah. So then he realised all his life's work would be remembered as Merchant of Death. So he was able to see what everyone thought of him and what his name would mean forevermore.
Oh, he was given a preview.
Yes. So he said, oh my God, I didn't realise that this is what I was perceived as. So then he said he changed his ways and created the Nobel Peace Prize. And I think his last name was Nobel. Is that right, Tommy?
Alfred Nobel.
Wow.
That is amazing.
So he then thought, if I could be known for anything, guys, I don't want to be the Merchant of Death. What about a bit of peace, guys?
Well, that's right.
Let's let a few doves go.
So you're telling me he invented something that could take out an entire country, but he thought the way that he could redeem himself was to hand out an award?
You know what I mean?
I think...
It's not bad, is it?
It's not too bad.
Clever way of switching things around a bit.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Johnny Hopewate has narrowly avoided jail yesterday because his licence has been disqualified. Police describe him as a repeat traffic offender. Hopper is not too good behind the wheel. He's had his licence suspended from driving for 13 times in the past. 13 times.
What?
This is the weird bit, though. In 2024, he had 11 camera-detected driving offences to his driving offences. That was just in 2024 alone, and he's had his licence suspended 13 times before that.
Oh, my God.
So his barrister told the court that Hopewate owned 4 cars and many of those offences were committed by some of his 11 children.
Jeez.
It's not me, it's the kids borrowing the car.
Can't drive. Can...
So the man Mundine provided Hopewate a written reference so he didn't have to go to jail. And obviously the judge has gone, okay, no worries. But Hopper, don't get behind the wheel. Mm-hmm. Here's 100 hours of community service.
Wow.
And you would think that he'd be quite grateful that he doesn't have to go into the clinic. Then Hopper just steps outside the court.
Okay.
And there's all the reporters there. He just can't help himself, Hopper. 51 years of age. He got a couple of questions. Have a listen to this.
Are you looking forward to the 100 hours of community work?
Yeah, I love doing community work. That's all I do. It's community work.
Will you respect the road rules this time?
Yeah, well, I can't drive to your mum's house now, can I?
I can't what? I can't drive to your mum's house now.
Yeah, well, I can't drive to your mum's house now, can I?
Good gear. He's gone for a mum joke.
Like,
Awesome.
you know what?
Right.
You've avoided jail. Just say, look, I'm grateful, and
I've done the wrong thing. I know what the laws are.
Community service. Do you reckon you'll break the law again? Oh well, I can't drive to your mum's house now.
Yeah, well, I can't drive to your mum's house now, can I?
Come on,
not
needed.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you get into the car with your mates, you can probably drop it, but not there.
Nah, leave your fingers out of this one, Hopper. Thanks, buddy.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Bang, we're on.
All right. It's time for
60-second starts.
I'm Still Standing.
Now. Mary in Mount Annan, you saucy minx. What's on this weekend, Mary?
Oh, hello. Oh, not too much. Just,
Quite
doing
contrary.
family. Oh, yes, Mary, quite contrary. I've always gotten that.
He's very predictable, Mary. Very,
No, he's not.
predictable.
Mary from the dairy.
What about this?
Yeah.
Mary, why you bugging? Did you get that?
But you know what my favourite song is? Proud Mary.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Mary, keep on turning.
Great song.
Yeah.
Tina.
Proud Mary, keep on winning.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, $100 up for grabs. You're up against Chrissy Swan. You're going first, Mary. You get one wrong. Power goes over to Chrissy. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds. $100 richer. Here we go. Mary, your 60 seconds starts now. In Finding Nemo, Mary, which character says, just keep swimming?
Too long, Mary.
Oh, my God. Oh.
It's Dory. Over to Chrissy. Chrissy, King Street is the main road through what suburb? King Street is the main road through what suburb? Chrissy, not you, Mary.
Surrey
It's Chris-
Hills?
No, it's Newtown. Let's go over to Mary. Mary, Budapest and Shotgun are which singer's songs?
George Ezra. Mary, George Ezra.
Too long.
Too long as George Ezra. Let's go over to Chrissy. What is the square root of 144, Chrissy?
12.
Yep. Who is the most followed female on Instagram?
Too long.
Too long, Selena Gomez. Mary, my bad habits lead to you are whose lyrics? English singer with red hair.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Yes. Mrs. Trunchbull was from Matilda is famous for eating what?
Doesn't matter. Virgin Mary's got it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic.
No,
Whipper
Mary.
just said to you, Mary,
You're
congratulations. So you just get the one.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
just get the
going to
one
offer any more.
congratulation. A lot of people get more than that.
I thought
They
it was
get
good. I
congratulations.
thought it was good, but not great. So I went with congratulations.
Good on you, Mary.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, bloody Mary.
Thanks for giving me a go.
No, well done. You've got $100. Congratulations. On Monday,
I got a feeling like, can I just interrupt here for a second? I know that this is not my show and I'm just a guest.
Yeah, you
and
are.
I've probably overstayed my welcome, let's say it. I feel like $100 isn't enough for this competition. I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
Mary, you've got $200. Does that work, Chrissy?
I feel like over the weekend, can we speak to the powers that be and just get a little bit more cash for this? Because $100, seriously, in this cost of living, that's nothing.
So true. Tommy,
cool.
Chrissy's made a really good point.
Yeah.
On Monday, we do I'm Still Standing from somebody's front lawn.
You bet.
I want it to be $500.
You're such a smart ass, Michael.
No, you called it, Chrissy, and then I just dug it straight in, Tommy, and we've locked in $500.
Yeah.
We can come to your house on Monday.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
All right, it's time we celebrate, guys, because that is the anthem for the weekend. We know that it's just around the corner, and I've got 3 cracking reels for you. Get ready to play along, guys.
I'm ready.
This is a good one.
Okay.
Lose me once, I'll come back stronger. Lose me twice, I'll leave you forever. What am I?
Fart.
A fart?
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Lose me once, I'll come back stronger. Lose me twice, I'll leave you forever. We've all been through this. I think about 26 times. Or is it 32?
Lose me once,
32,
I'll come
is it?
back stronger.
What do you think, Jess? How many times has it happened to us?
I think it's 32, but it's happening to my kid right now, and it is terrible as a parent.
Yes, it is. Just a little bit. How many old teeth have you got in your gob? Is it 32?
yeah.
I don't know. Okay. What has a tongue but never says a word?
Shoes.
How dare you, Chrissy Smart? She's not afraid of a quick riddle. She's not afraid of it.
She's on it.
32 teeth. You're
Thanks,
correct
Tom.
there. Whip.
Great news. See, Riddle Time is
Impressive.
educational.
I mean, if you were a teacher playing for
the school
chance
excursion.
to take the entire school to the zoo,
I'd be winning.
you would choose teeth
Oh, my God, this is good.
as your special category.
Thank you. What is a three-letter word that starts with gas?
Three-letter word that starts with gas. Gas?
Ah,
No.
Tom.
What is it, Tom?
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire. No.
Perhaps car?
Thomas Bryan, Ivy! Getting riddle with it. Mandy and Mascot, welcome to the show, Mandy.
Morning, guys. Happy Friday.
All the way from Yorkshire. Have you got
And
a
to you.
riddle for us, Mandy?
I have, right. I make noise, yet you don't see me make it. I alarm for good, yet sometimes worse. I have a companion. What am I?
Confused.
is it-
You are.
Is it like
Wind,
a vine?
Mandy? Is it wind?
No.
Oh, no. Is it a vinyl record, Mandy?
No, because you can see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
Could you go again with your riddle, Mandy?
I make
Thanks
noise.
for asking. I make noise, yet you don't see me make it. I alarm for good, yet sometimes worse. I have a companion.
I alarm for good. Is that what you said?
Oh, hang on a minute. Is it thunder?
Oh, we're paying.
Prizes in the post. Thank you, Mandy. Have a great weekend.
You too, love you, bye.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Do you want to hear a fascinating story?
I love fascinating stories.
It's unbelievable. A guy by the name of Clive Wearing. So back in 1985, he was a musicologist, right? Unbelievable on the piano.
Musicologist.
A musicologist.
Studies music.
Yes, studies music and unbelievable on the piano. In 1985, he was diagnosed with a type of herpes which attacked his brain.
Right.
So basically, what happened? It attacked his brain, and he's been living in like a bad Groundhog Day since 1985. It's the worst. It's the worst recorded case of amnesia ever. So he got this virus, and it attacked a part of the brain that forms new memories. So the result now is he has a memory span that's like it's the span of a Snapchat story. That's what his life is. Every 7 to 30 seconds, he resets
Like it's new.
Like it's new.
Oh my God, as never seen before.
So essentially, it's like hitting the reset button in your brain, and you've got no idea what you were just doing. So it makes every moment feel like he's just woken up for the first time. So he's married. He's married to a beautiful lady called Deborah.
Yeah.
And when this is the funny thing about it though, he can still play the piano perfectly, Whip, right? So he's never forgotten that, and he still remembers Deborah. And she's the love of his life, but it's like he's coming out of a coma every time. And when he sees her, it's like seeing her for the first time every time. They did a documentary on him, and they followed his wife, and she rocked up to his house because he gets care now, and she rocks up to the house. She knocks on the door, and this is his reaction when he opens the door. It's like he's seen her for the very first time, and he's like, "Oh my God, where have you been?" So there was a diary that he put together, and in the diary, it was like he was waking up from a coma each time. He would write down. She urged him, write down what you're feeling, and he would write. 1 minute, I am awake for the first time, and then 2 minutes later, he would write down, this illness has been like death till now. I'm awake and all senses work. That was 2 minutes later. So they did this documentary, and his wife Deborah's explaining his memory span, and she sort of quizzes him about it at the end of it. Have a listen.
The sentence he is in, he will probably have forgotten the sentence before. You ask him a question and he'll give you an answer, but while he's giving you the answer, he's already forgotten the question. That's how short it is. I'm going to see your kids tomorrow.
You going to see my kids?
Yeah, your children.
What are they up to now?
Do you know what they're up to now?
No.
Guess what you think they're up to.
No idea, I couldn't guess. I don't know what their O-levels were. They haven't got an O-level last time I was conscious. So I didn't know what possible thing they could do, did I?
No.
It's a bit rough by her to play a guessing game with him if he's got the memory of a goldfish.
How fascinating, because you're right. Seeing her for the first time would be beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it would be extremely frustrating for him. But it sounds like he's obviously aware of his condition. He hasn't forgotten about his condition every 7 seconds. But imagine you see the excitement of when she arrives at the door, and then you go into the kitchen to make a cup of tea, you walk in, and then you can't believe she's in the lounge room.
Well, he sits on the couch and then all of a sudden he resets again, Whip, and it's like he's seen humans for the first time. He was asked about it. Listen to this.
I've never seen a human being before. Never had a dream or a thought. The brain has been totally inactive. Day and night the same. No thoughts at all.
Oh, my gosh.
Then in the documentary, right, his wife goes out and makes a cup of tea. She comes back into the room and this is his reaction again.
Oh, look who's come.
It's sad but beautiful.
It is sad but beautiful. And I mean, she can only do that 3 or 4 times and then she has to leave him because she's just totally sick of him.
Exhausted.
Here she is again.
We've done this, mate. We've been doing this since 1985. Although, I mean, there's things I'd like to experience for the first time again. Like if you were to... I don't know, I'd love to watch Gladiator for the first time again. All the movies would be new every 7 seconds.
That's your number one?
Yeah.
Really? That's your number one?
Or maybe it would be food. Like if you were to try a dumpling for the first time, that experience, you could have one every 7 seconds. You wouldn't believe what was going on in your mouth.
I reckon if you were Clive Wearing and then Lisa rocked up at the door or a pork dumpling, I reckon you'd go for the dumpling and play that last grab again. This would be your reaction when the dumpling rocks up.
Oh, look who's come.
This would be me. I'd have a mixed basket of 8. I'll start with a prawn if I could, please. Yep, 7 seconds later, we're into it again.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Ed Sheeran, we haven't heard from Ed for a while. Friend of the show, Fitz. We love the man.
Is he still on tour? Is his world tour is it wound up?
Yeah, no, he's not on tour. He's been writing new music, which is exciting because he's just starting to leak a little bit of it now and showcase some of the songs that will be on the new album. This was great. He's been on Jimmy Fallon. And he was talking about the court case, if you remember, Fitz. There was an issue with the song that he wrote. Tommy, remind me of which one it was.
Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking Out Loud.
Being similar to Marvin Gaye.
Remember the story, Fitz, where he got up on the stand in court and played several different songs, which were exactly like this song we're listening to right now. So it was to do with that same beat. Anyway, he's got new music out. He's been on Jimmy Fallon and he's talking about how one of the songs came to light.
I switched my phone off 2015 and left it in a box, and then when I went through that lawsuit, I got my phone out again and had to go through like all the voice notes and the pictures and all that stuff, and I switched it on and it was like going into a time machine. Like the first text was my friend that had passed away the year before. The second text was like an argument with an ex-girlfriend. The third text was a family member I hadn't spoken to in 10 years. Fourth text was another mate that died. And that day I wrote in my notes, like, I found my old phone today, and then finished this as a song.
How good is that? Have a listen to the song.
I found my old phone today in a box that I had hidden away. Nostalgia trying to lead me astray. Maybe I'll unwrite some wrongs. I charge the battery again. Combinations cause my passcode had changed. Opened up and saw familiar names. Now I wonder where they've gone. Conversations with my dead friends. Messages from all my exes. I kinda think that this was best left there in the past where it belongs.
He's amazing at telling a story and putting it into music, as a lot of great artists are.
What a gift. What an absolute gift. I mean, you know, to find an old phone, but then to articulate that. It's unbelievable
that's sort of
gift that man has.
That's kind of his traditional folk sound, but he has another song which we got a little bit more of. It's called Aziam. It's the other song. Here's the preview. Bit more dancey. Go ahead. Love it. Great sound.
Aziam. What does that mean? Does anyone know?
It means have a great night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think it actually means I love you.
Well, that's what I just...
another language.
Let me finish, Jess.
Oh, well, go on then.
It means have a
Music
great night. It means have a great night. Let me love you.
As in what language do we know?
Arabic.
Because, I mean, we know that Ich liebe dich is German for I love you, that my mum used to say to me every time we went to bed.
Your dad,
it's
really?
Persian.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, Persian.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, you've got a Persian tattoo on your back, haven't you?
It's very slow to remove, but we're doing our best.
Well done.
Love that. Love you. Ash has
also got a perversion tattoo on you.
Oh, that would have been better.
It's a little bit different. That was school this week. And we thought it would rub off, but it's permanent.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about dog breeds. I didn't know that. I know people collect cars, but there's a guy over in India that collects dogs. He's got 150 different breeds at home.
Oh my God, who's picking up the poo out the back of that joint?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yuck.
He is just infatuated with dogs and different breeds to the point he's a very wealthy man himself. His name is S. Sathish. He's 51 years of age, and he has just paid $8 million for a Catabom Akami, a rare wolf dog, which is a cross between a wolf and a Caucasian shepherd.
Gee, say that dog breed again, mate.
It is a Catabom Akami. Catabom Akami.
What is a Caucasian shepherd? That sounds very I know a German shepherd. Is it the same thing?
Well, it must be, but I think it's the first dog that has been bred with a wolf.
You know, it's not often you get this on Google. It says, it looks like there aren't many great matches for your search. I don't know what it is. That's very rare.
I know what that is.
My
You
spelling.
spelled it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that. Just don't spell it out.
This reminds me of, have you seen Isle of Dogs?
No.
Oh, my God. It's a Wes Anderson film. It's so gorgeous. And I reckon this, what's his name? Satis or whatever. His house would look like the Isle of Dogs.
Fitz, why is this dog so expensive?
Well, it is. I think it's the wolf element that's in there, which you'd have to watch as it gets older. So the breeder has waited. It's 8 months old. It stands 30 inches tall, 75 kilos, and he's waited for the perfect time. Put it up for auction, and he's got
That's a big dog.
And he's got $8 million for it.
Wow.
So I don't know if you'd have it around the kids. Because, I mean, I suppose a wolf at some stage has the instinct to fend for itself, doesn't it? Yes.
And it would be howling at the moon. You can't breed that out. Also, let's face it, $8 million, that is exactly what people were paying for a cavoodle in lockdown.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova player via the App Store or Google Play.